Yo, welcome back to King Sportscast with yours truly, Ryan King. And we're going to go over the Game 6 of the NBA Finals and the crowning of the new champion Milwaukee Bucks. Um, the end of this game, and this game in general, is almost like magical to watch. Giannis's performance is probably the greatest closeout game that we've seen in NBA history. Definitely, one or two of three for that position. But to have 50 points in a closeout game where his two main teammates weren't shooting super effectively, going after every board, going after every defensive possession, is truly historic and honestly unmatched in many ways. He obviously got the Finals MVP. So now he has a Finals MVP, a Defensive Player of the Year, and a regular season MVP. Only him, Michael Jordan, and Hakeem have ever done that. He averaged, I think, 33 or 32 through the Finals, which is the highest that we've had in the last 20 years. He had two 20-point third quarters. I mean, what this man has done, especially for the city of Milwaukee, being drafted by them. Him and Chris Middleton, famously playing on that team for the last 7 or 8 years. It's honestly incredible and awesome, especially for how humble of a guy he is. It's definitely the best thing that's happened to basketball in 2 decades. So going forward, I think the game has so much to benefit from such a hard worker and such a, not to get, I guess, how the NBA has been the last couple of years. It's been so 3-point obsessed. Maybe it kind of like balances back out a little bit, which is really good for the sport and for the NBA product going forward. I think it also is going to make a lot of other teams try to realign and get some players and to get more competitive. You already see what's happening with Dame Dalla. You're seeing what's happening with all these other players trying to join with other teams. So the landscape is going to get even more competitive going forward. And I also think that teams now going forward are going to be more willing to, not maybe chase the superstars and try to draft and doing it the right way. And I think it also makes small market teams a little more desirable. And especially for like kids coming up to see him give that, talk about how, you don't have to win as a super team to make it, to show how important it is to win, win in multiple ways and winning by almost pure effort. I think it was the Suns were the first finals team to like lose a finals game where they shot as well as I think they outshot them from the free throw line, the field goal, and the 3-pointer. And that's, the Bucks won based on their offensive board, and that's really directly caused to effort. I know that closeout. They didn't. I know in Game 5, Devin Booker didn't make he didn't box out Drew Holiday, who made the tip to get the ball back and get Chris Middleton the free throws to end the game. So with all that, it's like it's going to be good. The last 2 champions didn't really shoot. They were bigger teams that rebounded well. And with Giannis, the way he played, it was insane. It was just unstoppable. And honestly, I think the Suns didn't readjust to. They were the ones that came out in that series, started 2-0, and then the Bucks came back, and the Suns weren't the ones who readjusted. And Ayton just wouldn't readjust how he played defensive individually against Giannis. And even with Devin's performance, it's going to be tough for the Suns to come back. I mean, does Chris Paul even come back? If that team without Chris Paul, are they as good? Talent-wise, no doubt they're going to win some games, but from a leadership standpoint, like night in and night out, it's going to be a different team. Devin Booker's definitely going to probably take a leap forward with this playoff run just from a confidence standpoint. But, the West is going to come back strong. Don't think LeBron is going to sit on his loins with that team, especially if they get some people. The Nuggets are going to be good again. The Jazz are going to be good again, who stylistically kind of match up weird with the Suns. So, I guess this series and especially this game, it's almost a passing of the torch. Giannis is probably the best player in the world now. I mean, going forward, I mean, it's only up from here. And Giannis, let's actually bring this back up. His free throw performance was incredible. Just going 17 for 19 from the free throw line, someone who shoots like 50% career, that team loses that game without that performance from the line, and that was all confidence and in practice. He's not a good free throw shooter, and he never will be, but he had the confidence and he practiced enough that he was able to just stay in his rhythm, stay in his form, and boom, he had a great night when he needed it to be. And Chris Middleton as well. Really happy for Chris. He's definitely kind of, him and Bud were on the hot seat with that team. If they didn't go through, like, are they going to realign the team? Is Chris Middleton going to take a different role? Obviously, they're both good now. It was awesome to see him hit that jumper in the clutch. And just to see those two guys, and Giannis, his story, like, selling, being a street vendor in Greece, family migrated from Nigeria, all of those factors going into that just makes this championship so much bigger. I mean, all of the the last couple years in the postseason for Giannis too has been a little bit of a struggle. And he definitely had gotten a lot of flack. A lot of people, like Ryan Hollings and like all these idiots hating on him. They're gonna have to eat crow now because of what Giannis has done. And definitely, you saw Shaq. He relinquished his Superman nickname to him. So a lot of different things going into that, but I'm excited. You're going to have a healthy Nets team, hopefully, going through the next year. Hopefully my Celtics can kind of get it together. I don't know. It's kind of seeming like a rebuild now, which is kind of scary. But they're young. They're going to be all right. But, this Bucks team is going to keep being competitive. They're going to have a good 2, 3, 4 years of them at least probably going to the second to the conference finals, and they're going to be a handful, especially if Giannis keeps getting more confident. Man, he's just a monster. And one of my favorite finals to date to watch, definitely, especially the comeback, the 4 in a row from the Bucks, and that whole culture coming around. You just got to give your kudos to all of them. Other than that, appreciate the listen, and till next time, peace.